I like alternative music, rock, stuff like that.
I listen to like Glee and Lee Michelle and musicals like Curtains and Spring Awakening.
I listen to a lot of types of music, mostly like rock-oriented stuff, but basically I like to listen to music.
I listen to a lot of jazz and funk and just kind of that umbrella of alternative rock, but jazz is like the main thing.
Everything, I guess you'd kind of put it in the rock genre, but I like folk music, anything really, kind of, not a big fan of country. Getting into like R&B and funk and glam rock. The 70s are very underrated, by the way, very underrated decade, but yeah, that's about it.
I listen to jazz and show tunes and the Beatles.
Yeah, like if I'm listening to happy music, it makes me really happy. And if I'm listening to sad music, it makes me really sad.
I'm gonna use it again.
Yeah, I guess it kind of does, because I listen to Barbra Streisand in the morning to like get me going, and then I listen to Jack Johnson when I go home to cool down, so it kind of affects your outlook on the day, I guess.
I think the music can reflect your mood and personality. I think like when you're sad you want to listen to more depressing songs, but when you're happy you like listening to upbeat songs, get your energy going, so yeah.
Definitely, I'd be a horrible person without music. Usually affects me for the better.
Like I'll listen to jazz when I want to like relax, and then I'll listen to like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like really funky to get me pumped, and you just kind of listen to whatever you want when you want to feel a certain way.
It definitely affects my mood. Like I said, I've been listening to like lots of funk and 70s, and it makes me want to dance, and that makes me happy, and I act really goofy. But so if you ever catch me making a fool of myself, I may be singing some funk music in my head. So.
Yeah, I think music can bring you closer to God. And yeah, I am pretty spiritual.
I guess it kind of can be. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not that spiritual a person, but I mean, music can have an uplifting effect, like spirituality is supposed to have. So.
I'm Catholic, but I don't think my music reflects my spirituality. I think that like certain musics do, and certain music can be like touching to the soul, but not necessarily spiritual.
Not particularly. I just like music.
Very spiritual. I mean, there are kinds of music that are spiritual, and if you're into that, that's cool. I'm not really into that.
Music, yeah, I think it's very spiritual. You know, it can, and you know, not just like religious music. It affects your mood. It's almost like a lyrical philosophy. You know, kind of a way to live your life. I think so. Yeah, it's very, very spiritual.
Yes, I think sometimes when people listen to music, they find things about themselves that they didn't know before.
Myself, yes, I'd say nature, not so much. I don't think anything really puts me in touch with nature.
I don't know, not like with trees and plants, but I mean with like the feeling of like nature, the presence of something there, kind of.
It definitely puts me in touch with myself. I think listening to music or playing music is a great way to get to know yourself better, to know how you really feel at the time.
Music can force someone to figure out a lot about themselves, because especially with lyrics and just stuff like that, it's like poetry, so it's like I think I've discovered a lot of myself through music.
I think it definitely puts you in touch with yourself, and it like can help you gain a different sort of perspective at times. And yeah, I think it can put you in tune with nature, I guess just depending on what type of music you're listening to. Like if you're in a drumming circle, like around a bonfire, then yeah, get in touch with your like animalistic side. So yeah, definitely, it can.
I think they wrote the songs to like escape from prison, so they have like a spiritual escape, if you want to say something like that.
I think because music, whether you're like listening to it or creating it or whatever, it kind of provides an emotional release, which is why a lot of people listen to it, even if that's like a subconscious thing. So they're frustrated, they're back in prison, and maybe they're writing to just release like their pin-up energy or whatever.
I think that the passage was about how like individuals need freedom, but since they couldn't because they were still in prison, they used their own interest of music to find their own freedom within themselves.
A lot of music is about feeling trapped, about feeling captured. When in slavery, Africans, they wrote a lot of soul songs about just the trials they went through during slavery, and so a lot of old blues music is just about the feelings of being trapped, the feelings of hopelessness. And I'm guessing those prisoners, when they escaped, but when they were recaptured, they just felt trapped and hopeless.
I guess I would say that they were kind of overwhelmed with emotion, and I know that when I feel just really overwhelmed or just really stressed out, I sit down and I try to write music because it's just a very simple way of channeling your feelings. So I guess that's what happened.
I think that's really cool, like that they would take their experience and channel it into something artistic and creative, and you know that probably just helped them reflect their situation and gain a little bit of I don't know, clarity, I guess. And so I can't think of anything else there, but yeah.